Miriam has absolutely changed our life in 1 year. Never thought that would happen, but we plugged into the system, do everything that the company asked us to do, and oh my gosh, it works. Wow, crazy. So we are super excited about our future. I heard a call today by Paddy McCracken that just made me, I'm still like, I feel like I drank like 100 monsters like he does. I am so fired up to go to Texas. I cannot wait until hear what all the new updates are, and we're super excited. Paddy McCracken is here tonight. He's a one-star national marketing director with the company. I met Paddy in Dallas the first time that I went, first conference last year in July, and he's just killing it, so we're super happy and excited that he's here, so let's give him a round.
All right, good evening, Kansas City. How's everyone doing? Good. Great. Well, before I get started, I have to, thank Raelyn and her husband for hosting this event. These events aren't easy to put on, so thank you so much for all you do for the leadership in the local areas. Thank you. Okay, so like Raelyn was saying, my name is Paddy McCracken, and I actually I grew up not too far from here. I'm a Midwest guy. I grew up in Bloomington, Illinois, so maybe about 5 or so hours, maybe farther. To the east a little bit, but when I was 22 years old, I actually packed up my car, moved to Southern California, and I was looking for more. And my background was more or less in franchising and restaurants. My parents owned 33 restaurants when I was growing up. At one time, they were building 5 stores a summer, so that's really all I ever knew was business. And when I took a look at direct sales for the first time, it made complete sense to me. And so I got started in a previous company. I was there for about 7 years, and never made a ton of income financially, but I got something far greater, and that was actually the gift of personal development, plugging into a system, being around positive associations, and that's actually where I met Mark and Tammy Smith, and I met Mr. Jeff Olson. And so for about 7 years of my life, I did spend in that system. And kind of what happened, and maybe you can relate to this, but I found myself, I had to go back into work. I had to go back into the restaurant business. And so I guess about almost 30 months ago or so, I found myself working as a restaurant manager in Tempe, Arizona for a company that my father is an area developer for. And so I was working about 50 to 60 hours a week, which was pretty typical. And so, I was a little overworked, underpaid, and sometimes kind of just underappreciated. And so I was looking for more. And I didn't really have time to do a traditional job or business, so I had to do something like this. And I was desperately looking. All my friends actually were. And so when I got the phone call, it was actually September 18th of 2011. It was actually from Paddy McCracken, who she just mentioned. He sent me a text, and I was leaving work. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was during football season, so it was a long day at that pub. And basically, I was looking. And so all he really had to say was Mark Smith and Jeff Olson, and I got started. And it wasn't until a little bit longer that I realized it was skincare. And at that time, I was 29. I had never used any type of anything on my face. And so I didn't really know how I would do, but I believed in myself, and I believed in what we had here. And so I did what they told me to do. I took a before photo. And so what we are going to lead to here in a second is some of the before photos that you're going to see of real people with real results. But kind of what happened for me is I started applying this to my skin. It was super simple, very easy to use. And within about 7 days, I took an after photo, and I got a good result. I had good results with my forehead, with the lines around my eyes, and if you can tell by my name, I'm Irish, so I had some discoloration. And so what kind of happened for me was that I basically just started sharing this photo with everyone I knew, on Twitter, on text, email, Facebook. And what I found out very quickly was that, guys and gals, young and old, didn't really matter. People were all looking for similar results. And if I could just share with them a breakthrough product, they'd want to purchase it, or they'd want to at least try it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of jump into this presentation tonight. And there's basically 2 parts of the Nerium experience. And what you do want to realize is that, it's not about the Nerium product or the Nerium opportunity. It's kind of the full package. It's the Nerium experience, like we call it. And so there are 2 parts. It's the looking better section and then the living better section. And so the looking better section, more or less, is what this product is doing for people's skin. How it works, how it does what it does. Some of the science behind it. And the living better section, if you see this as an opportunity for you, is really how we get paid and really where this industry is and why it's growing so fast. Okay, and so the first couple things that we're going to look at are some of the real results photos. And what you want to notice about these photos is that they're all done on someone's smartphone or their iPhone. You know, they're not professionally done. They're not done in a professional studio with perfect lighting, with, you know, a professional photographer. They're done with someone's smartphone. Usually it's in their bathroom or somewhere they have really good lighting. And so, you know, what you want to look at on this first photo, this is actually my friend Paul. And he was actually out of Tempe, Arizona. He was a registered nurse there. And basically his wife brought him home the bottle and said, you know, honey, start trying this. And so he took the before photo, like we all do. And what you can notice about Paul's skin is that he had some incredible results on obviously his forehead lines. You can really see a significant difference of the line above his eye. And also, sometimes you can see it in some of these photos that there was a lot of discoloration, there was a lot of age spots and sunspots, and so what this photo represents is really how well this works. Also, what you're going to see in some of these photos is that most of them are less than 90 days. And so when you're looking at these, you know, you kind of want to ask yourself, who do you know that would want similar results if it's not you yourself? This next photo is awesome. I mean, as you can tell, there's one big old forehead line, right? Big old forehead crack, more or less. But, you know, what kind of happened, obviously, is that forehead line started popping out. You can also tell that the overall tone and texture is just far, far better. You know, this product really kind of starts treating your skin. What's neat about the product compared to other products out there, you know, usually in most products that you may be familiar with or already using right now, what's usually the first, second, and third ingredient? It's always water. Okay, and so what you're going to notice about Miriam AD, this night treatment, is that we have no water in our product. It's a botanical. It's not astringent or chemical based. So what we ask you to do when you start applying this to your face is that, you know, you want to keep your face a little bit moist. You want to keep it a little bit damp. And that's what allows the product to be more soluble. Okay, so it goes on easier, it really goes into your skin, and it really starts working very, very well, really while you're sleeping. And so what's great about this photo, that's a cool little ring. What's cool about this photo is that it really shows the entire effects of what this product does. Because this product really does address multiple concerns. It addresses fine lines, deep lines, emerging lines, you know, tone, texture, pigmentation, just overall discoloration. And so what's great about this photo is that in the before photo, she kind of looks a little upset, right? She looks a little angry. She has kind of the darkness around her eyes. She has the angry 11s, which I've been told are like the furrow lines amongst your nose and your eyes. She also has the forehead line. You can clearly see. But on the after shot, she almost has what we call the Miriam glow. You know, her skin just looks much, much healthier. You know, this product really starts treating your skin from day one. So obviously you can see that the furrow lines went away, that the darkness around her eyes really started lightening up, and she just looks so much happier and is so much younger in this photo. This photo is great because my good friends Brittany Burtz and Silver Fisher actually gave this gal the bottle. And this lady actually owns a pet store on PCH Highway, which is Pacific Coast Highway in Southern California. And what's neat about this photo is that it was actually taken after 21 days. But what's really cool about the photo is that Pam started using the bottle for 11 nights. She actually quit using it because, I mean, she could absolutely feel a difference in her skin. It was much tighter, it was much smoother, it was much softer, but she didn't see a difference. And the reason there was a kind of a delay in the 21-day process is because it was over the holiday season. And so they hadn't had a chance to pick up the bottle yet. But basically, what Pam noticed, she didn't really see the difference, like I said. I mean, you can see it, she has some pretty serious crow's feet, almost crow's legs. You know, it's kind of serious. But what's cool is basically Pam was using the bottle for 11 days. She quit using it for 10. And when they went to pick up the bottle, you know, she said, I feel the difference, but I didn't really see anything. And so they did what everyone does. They say, well, can we get a record? Can we get a photo for our records? And she said, yeah, absolutely. And so when they took the photo, that was the after shot. So can you see a difference?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, right? So Pam obviously became a customer, you know, that day after seeing these remarkable results on her own skin. So great shot. Love this photo because it really shows that this product works on everyone's skin. You know, mature, young, it doesn't really matter what the age group is, it starts working immediately. And so Kenya here is one of our customers, actually out in Ojai, California. And what you can see is that she has those the marionette lines, right? The lines around her mouth, her smile lines, really started popping out. You can also see that she had some age spots and some overall sun damage. And so it really started treating her skin and started creating the smile lines, the marionette lines. And so, you know, Kenya here had a great result. What I didn't know about skincare was that, or I guess aging, is more or less you can tell someone's age by their neck and by their hands. And so what happens with our product is that we always encourage you to use it from ear to ear, you know, forehead to chin. But what happens sometimes is people start putting it on some creative spots. So they start putting it on their neck, and they start putting it on their chest, and they start putting it on other interesting places as well. But what you can tell here is that this gal had a great result on just the tightening of her neck. And that's really important because there's not really any, well, there is one pretty expensive, pretty painful procedure that can pull up that neck, but again, this was one product that did this for her, and again, just incredible results on that neckline, so happy for her. This is what we were talking about as well with the chest, or the décolleté area. You know, depending on how you sleep, or maybe if you wear it during the summertime, you wear the V-necks or the low blouse, or the ladies with the spaghetti strap type dresses, you're going to get some sun damage. You're going to get some wrinkles. You're going to get basically this. So what's great about the product again is that people are using it on their face, their neck, their hands, and then eventually their chest. And these results are what's happening. And so really great result on that chest. And then here's a shot of the hands. Another area where you can tell someone's age. And so more or less, you know, there's always some little bit of residual left in your hands from our night cream. And more or less all you have to do is you just have to get a little bit more water on your hands, and you can just kind of rub it around the rest of your hands. And this is the result that you can experience with this product. Here's a great shot of the pores. And this is why we allow people to use it for 5 to 7 days. Because in 5 to 7 days, you're absolutely going to feel a difference. Your skin's going to be smoother, it's going to be softer. Us men, we experience less drag on the razor in 5 to 7 days. You know, there's less irritation, there's less ingrown hairs. We just get overall great results because we've never really done anything to our skin. Women experience something like this with the pore size shrinking up. And the reason this is really cool and really important to you is that, you know, as your pores start to shrink, you don't have to wear as much makeup. You don't have to put on as much throughout the morning, and you don't have to touch it up as much throughout the day. And so what's great about this is something that you can experience very fast with our product, is this pore, the pore shrinkage. And I do get to work with a lot of estheticians and dermatologists and things of that nature now, and they really say there's no product out there to date that has really been able to accomplish these results except for Nerium AD. And so incredible results on the pore side. This is actually our last photo that we're going to show tonight. It almost looks like a mother-daughter shot, right? I always like to focus and kind of highlight her neckline. Really starts tightening up. She just has that Nerium glow. Her skin looks healthier, it looks smoother. That tone and texture is just much, much greater and much, much better with this gal's shots. And so what you want to understand is that, again, while you're flipping through some of these photos, who do you know that would want to have similar results? You know, would you like to have similar results? Would someone that you know like to have similar results? And if they do, we have a great product for you. And so what people want to now understand is, okay, so how did this come about? Like where did it come from? How did you discover it? What's going on? And so now we can talk about kind of how this happened.